who's in right field today, Garrett Fager, batting in the 7th hole, and designated hitter today is number 28, Brock Kohler. Batting in the 8th spot is another freshman, number 21, Anibal Rivera. And batting in the 9th hole and in left field, the sophomore outfielder, number 8, Micah Kabazuski. And they will go up against Grayson Walden here today for the Coffeyville Community College Red Ravens. Now, a little bit about Grayson. If you look at the numbers, his ERA is about 7 on the season, but Chris, a little bit misleading. He's pitched in 10 games this year, and 8 of those 10 appearances, 1 earned run or less. He's really just been bitten by 1 or 2 bad appearances. This is a solid arm that Jake Martin's sending to the mound today.
Absolutely, and he'll look to lower that ERA and have another solid outing again today.
Sidearm right-hander who will feature a 3-pitch mix, fastball, slider, and changeup is Walden as they attend to the field here as we get ready for this one. And I'm excited. Chris, in my playing days, I don't mean to be the old cranky guy that said back when I was a player. But back when I was a player, I really did a lot of my damage with the fastball changeup combo. So I always love seeing pitchers that, they're big on fastball changeup. I mean, movement's great. Movement's what gets you to D1. Movement's what gets you to the pros. But you can be a really, really effective pitcher just by mastering change of speeds with that fastball changeup combo.
Absolutely, and he'll be looking to hit those corners and hitting his spots. And if he's doing that, then he's going to have a great outing. Say back in my day, I'm older. You didn't have your best hitter batting second. You had him batting 3rd or 4th. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of changes that have happened in my day back,
in my day.
Yeah, back in my day. But it's going to be a great matchup. I do know that between two really good teams.
Absolutely. Coffeyville comes into this one 11-14, trying to snap a little bit of a skid. And the starting lineup for the Ravens, which we'll get to in a little bit. And the outfield goes as follows from left to right. In left field will be number 41, Jackson Metters. In center field, of course, number 6, Jack Bell. In right field, you will see Tate Moody for the Red Ravens today. The infield, 3rd to 1st at third base today for Coffeyville. A few guys that weren't in the starting lineup against Johnson County that are getting some at bats today for Coach Martin. One of those, the third baseman today, it's the freshman number 12, Tyler Gundelfinger, who will be at third today. At shortstop, Mason Holton. At second base, of course, has been impressive all year long. Comes into this one hitting .443 with 25 runs batted in. That's the freshman Carson Schrack. And at first base today will be Ryan Reddy. Behind the plate today will be, Zach Becker, who will catch for Walden here at the start of this one. Drake Unrein is in the lineup, but he will be DHing today. So a few changes, non-conference game, so, not quite. Of course, you still want to win, Chris, but not quite as important to the win-loss record as a conference loss would be or a conference win would be. So both of these teams here today playing some guys that are maybe more utility options or younger options and getting them some at-bats today in a game that maybe does not mean quite as much as a conference game would.
Absolutely, but you never know when those ABs are going to come in handy further into the season.
No doubt about it. Jake Martin and the Butler head coach shake hands. Let's step away for about 90 seconds. When we come back, Butler coming to the plate. Red Raven Baseball here on YouTube. getting ready for first pitch here at Walter Johnson Park. It is the Butler Grizzlies against the Coffeyville Community College Red Ravens on a Tuesday matinee edition of Red Raven Baseball. I'm Shaniel, Chris Freund alongside with me. Let's get you the Butler lineup one more time if you're just now joining us. Leading off and in center field for the Grizzlies will be... Where did I put my stats? There they are. Okay. My bad. Leading off in center field for the Grizzlies, number 1, Josh Holmes. Batting second, and at shortstop, number 4, Hayden Dyer. Batting in the 3-hole, the first baseman, number 34, Justin Hudson. Batting cleanup today for the Grizzlies. The catcher, number 32, Frank Garcia. Batting in the 5-hole, the second baseman, Brock Toothaker. Batting in the 6-hole, number 0, Garrett Fager. Batting in the 7-hole, number 28, Brock Keller. Batting in the 8th spot is the number 21, Anibal Rivera, and batting in the 9-hole and in left field, number 8, Micah Kobzuski. And they will face the right-hander, Grayson Walden, who gets the ball today for the Red Ravens. Walden comes into this one, 10 appearances on the season, and he has a 7.84 earned run average, 13 strikeouts, 9 walks in 10 1/3 innings pitched. So first pitch of the ball game, Walden, inside corner, strike 1 to Holmes, and we are underway here from Walter Johnson Park. First pitch this afternoon at 3:08. The 0-1 pitch from the right-hander. And a slider off the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike, count levels up. We'll see that slider quite a bit to right-handed batters. Change up more so to lefties. But he has to make sure he can get that fastball over the zone for strikes consistently, and there it is on the outside corner. Walden ahead in the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Josh Holmes on the season hitting .250, 2 home runs, 13 batted in. Center fielder for the Grizzlies today. And tried to backdoor a slider, just missed with that one. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Not a bad pitch selection there.
Looked like it just missed.
I like the idea. The good old backdoor. 2 balls, 2 strikes on the Butler leadoff hitter. We're just underway. This will be 1 game today, 1 9-inning game. And the 2-2 outside, just a hair, and the count runs full. Chris, that's back-to-back pitches that have missed by just an inch or 2.
Absolutely. It looks like they're playing him to hit towards right center a little bit.
Center fielder is shaded a bit to the right field side of the second base bag as that full count pitch fought off foul. It will be Holmes, Dyer, and Hudson due up here in the top half of the first for the Butler Grizzlies. And you got to be careful with this part of the order, especially Dyer and Hudson, both hitting above 370 on the season. Full count pitch, and fought off again by Holmes, and now we will have an 8th pitch of the opening at-bat of the game.
Pretty big gap out in left center.
Certainly is. If that one's driven into that gap, you have to think triple because Holmes does have 7 stolen bases this season. One of the quicker guys in this Butler roster. Full count pitch and strike 3. The umpire, he waited a second, but he does ring up the leadoff hitter Josh Holmes on a full count breaking ball. 1 down as Walden picks up his first punch out of the afternoon.
It was a slow motion punch out right there.
It was. It was almost the anti-Tom Hallion, where Tom Hallion, when he rings a guy up, he goes, ah!
Right.
But that was a little bit like, not that he was unsure, but I think it was, for more so for effect. Strike 1 called to the shortstop Hayden Dyer. Dyer on the season, a very solid hitter. .386 average, 29 runs driven in, and an OPS of nearly 1,100. Slider outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Coach Martin said this would be more so a bullpen game today. We'll see a lot of arms get some innings today for the Red Ravens. Always good to get experience in a game like this as that fastball runs high and inside. 2-1 on Dyer. Two balls, 1 strike here on Dyer, and that one ends up behind him. Breaking ball just behind his back.
Did a good job of staying out of the way of that. Even if he didn't move, it went behind him.
3-1 now on a very dangerous Hayden Dyer. Top of the first, one out. We're just underway. And the pitch. And that one outside. And Dyer draws a walk. That's his 11th walk drawn on the season.
He went from extreme inside to extreme outside. Might have lost the grip a little bit on that pitch.
Dyer's a very, very high-level hitter. I don't think, I think he was probably trying to paint the corners anyway.
Sure.
And now Justin Hudson comes up, who was playing first base today. He is their best hitter. 372 average, 7 home runs, and an OPS of nearly 1,300. This is the best hitter this lineup has, and he takes strike one on the outside corner. If you can keep this guy off the base paths today, you've got a great shot of winning. Easier said than done. The 0-1. Breaking ball, strike two.
What a pitch.
And he's quickly got Justin Hudson in an 0-2 hole.
See, back in my day, average was key. Now OPS, I'm learning.
Well, average can be misleading. It's still important.
It's very true.
And did he go? Check swing, and they say he held up. Slider down and away. It's about as good of an 0-2 pitch as you can have. And he's got Hudson right where he wants him. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and on all 3 pitches, Hudson has looked very uncomfortable. On deck, the freshman catcher, Frank Garcia. And this one flied to shallow right, coming in and making the catch is the right fielder for the Ravens today, and that is Tate Moody making the play. So 2 outs on an F9. Back to first goes Dyer, and round 1 goes to the Ravens in the matchup of pitching versus Justin Hudson.
I think you'd have to be happy with how that at-bat went if you're the Coffeyville pitcher.
Absolutely, and now you face a freshman catcher, Frank Garcia. Garcia on the season, .348. A home run, 4 runs batted in. He's got an OPS just above 1,100 in 23 at-bats. Normal catcher for the Grizzlies, Brock Loomis, out of the lineup today, and Garcia gets the start. He takes strike 1 on the outside corner, and Chris early on just 3+ batters in, but Walden has really been doing well on that outside half of the plate. That one nubbed, and this one will fall. A bloop single for Garcia. Going to third will be Dyer. And that's just, that's the beauty of baseball. Sometimes, you just give up those little jam shot hits.
You couldn't have rolled that or thrown that out there any better.
Absolutely not. It's a base hit for Garcia, first hit of the day for the Grizzlies, and they'll be on the corners with 2 outs for the second baseman, Brock Toothaker. Brock Toothaker on the season, .235 average, 2 home runs, 7 runs batted in. First pitch from Walden is a strike. Runner on first and third for Butler. 2 outs as the Ravens look to put up a 0 in the opening inning. That fastball outside, 1-1. Ravens looking to snap a 5-game losing streak. Butler looking to extend a 6-game winning streak. That one just off the outside corner. 2 balls, 1 strike. That slider's got a lot of movement to it early in this one.
I'm noticing all of his pitches seem to be moving pretty well so far today.
That one just a bit inside. 3-1 as now Toothaker's worked a hitter's count. It's the right fielder Garrett Fager on deck. 3-1 though to Toothaker. And that one hit well into center, and that one will dunk in, a base hit. 1 run will score. It's an RBI single for Brock Toothaker, and the Grizzlies able to scratch across a 2-out rally on a pair of jam shot hits. And they lead it 1-0 here in the top of the first.
Jam shot's just as good as a solid base hit in the scorebook.
Absolutely, and a 1-0 lead for Butler on 2 hits and a walk. And out will be the right fielder, Fager, hitting .292. 7 runs batted in this season, a pair of home runs as well. He takes ball 1. One nothing Butler early on in this one. And that one fouled off, and that was a very excuse me swing right there. Actually impressed he got as much on it as he did, because I mean it was an accidental swing. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss on a nice slider. Down and away.
Way out in front on that one.
1-2 on Fager. Walden looking to limit the damage. Pair of 2-out knocks have given Butler a 1-0 lead. 1-2 pitch. Outside with the slider. Didn't work out on that one, but I like the mindset. Just got him to swing and miss. Do it the same thing again.
Absolutely. He didn't exactly look too good on that swing and miss, so nothing wrong with going back to it.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. And that one just absolutely nubbed foul to first. And even the foul balls in this at-bat have been very weak contact. I mean, Fager very clearly not having a fun time in this at-bat.
It looked like he was using a pull cue.
Almost looked like one of those knucklers that roll back fair.
Yeah.
So 2-2 will do it again. 1-0 Butler early in this one. And a swing and a miss on a slider from Walden. His second strikeout of the inning, but Butler strikes with a 2-out rally. They have a 1-0 lead. Ravens coming to bat. We'll be right back here on YouTube. Ravens coming up to bat here in the bottom half of the first, trailing 1-0. Let's see how Jake Martin set his lineup here this afternoon. Leading off and in center field, number 6, Jack Bell. Batting second, the second baseman, number 10, Carson Schrack. Batting in the 3-hole, the shortstop, number 8, Mason Holton. Batting cleanup today and designated hitter is Drake Unrein. Batting fifth and at first base, Ryan Reddy. Batting sixth, the third baseman today, Tyler Gundelfinger. Batting seventh, the right fielder, Tate Moody. Batting eighth and catching today is Zach Becker. And batting ninth and in left field, Jackson Metters. And they will face the right-hander for the Butler Grizzlies today, and just making his second appearance of the season for the Butler Grizzlies, and that is Jeremy Binser. And in his first game of the year, 1 2/3, 5 hits, 4 earned runs. Chris will look to bounce back here in his second game today. He goes to work against Jack Bell, the center fielder, hitting .341 this season for the Red Ravens. 20 runs batted in, and first pitch swinging. Ground ball to third. This will be a tough play, and it's kicked. And Bell's got too good a speed for that.
A bounce, and an oops.
We'll see how they rule that. Is that going to be an E5 or a base hit? Because it was a tough play. It was a slow roller, but they're going to call it a hit. It's a leadoff single for Jack Bell. And now we see the Ravens, a team that loves to steal bases, their best base stealer on the base paths. He has 18 this season, has only been caught twice. And there he goes on the first pitch. Ball one low to Schrack. Bell is safe, and he will go to third on the throwing error by Garcia. And just like that, on an infield single, a stolen base, and an error, the Ravens have a runner on third 2 pitches into the game.
The only time that ball got out of the infield was on the error by the second baseman there.
Ball low. So first pitch was a ball low. It'll be a stolen base, number 19. And Schrack with a base hit off the glove of the shortstop. Bell will score a pair of hits for the Ravens, and just like that, this game knotted at 126. The run batted in on the season for Carson Schrack.
Way to take that ball to the opposite field and put it just out of the reach of the shortstop.
And he's a very impressive hitter for just a freshman, hitting .443, and that average just went up with another hit. Schrack on first, we're tied at 1. And strike one to the shortstop, Mason Holton. One on, nobody out. We're tied at 1 here in the bottom of the first. And a ground ball to third. This time Rivera makes the play, and this will be a double play, 5-4-3. And just like that.
It's a nice short hop pickup by Rivera to make that turn.
2 gone on a 5-4-3 double play. And that'll bring up the designated hitter, Drake Unrein. Unrein on the season, hitting .299, 3 home runs, 23 runs batted in, 9 stolen bases. Kind of a JT Realmuto athlete of a catcher. 1 ball, no strikes here on Unrein. Nobody on, 2 outs. We're tied at 1 here in the first. Outside, 2-0 on Unrein. This Raven team only 12 home runs on the season, and Drake Unrein has 25% of them. And that one fouled off. Nice fastball up and in there from the starting pitcher today, and that's Binser.
Correct me if I'm wrong, we have a pretty good breeze blowing from the south out towards left center.
We do. The ball should carry on balls that are in the left today. 2-1 pitch, and a swing and a miss by Unrein. Count evens up. Ravens had back-to-back hits to get the bottom half started, tied the game at 1. But here's the 2-2 pitch, a chance for Butler to keep this game knotted. And a ground ball foul by Unrein. Two and two on Unrein, the designated hitter today. He has drawn 10 walks on the season. The pitch from Binser. And down in the way, ball 3, count runs full to the Raven cleanup hitter. So full count pitch, Binser against Unrein. And the pitch. Fly ball, popped up, foul. Will there be room? And no. Lands out of play. We'll do it again.
Pretty good foul ground here from base to base.
Given that a chase there was the first baseman, Justin Hudson, could not come away with it. But like you said, a lot of foul territory here. Full count pitch. And check swing. Did he go? Yes, he did. Strikeout for Ben Sir, and the inning comes to an end. But a base hit by Jack Bell, an RBI single for Carson Schrack. The Ravens knotted up at 1. We're going to the second here on YouTube. New pitcher for the Ravens here as we start the second. It'll be Raul Forty, making his second appearance of the season. His only other game, went an inning and gave up 3 earned runs. He starts it out with a strike to the designated hitter, Brock Kohler. 1-1 our score after Grayson Walden went the first inning. 0-1 pitch and a little bit high there. 1 ball, 1 strike.
So if I were to walk up to the pitcher and say UB40, I would be correct.
That's, I guess, true.
It's a terrible old music reference, but
I suppose he would have to answer yes.
yes.
That one fouled off. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
I just showed my age with that reference.
It'll be 7, 8, 9 here for Butler. It'll be Kohler as well as Anibal Rivera and the left fielder Micah Kobzewski. Ground ball. This will be a tough play. Schrack charging in and makes the throw in time. Made it look easy. 1 down. Kohler is retired. That was not an easy play.
No, it wasn't. He made it look way easier than it was. Had to make that good transfer over to throw him out at first, and he did.
I'll tell you what, Chris. The offensive numbers back it up with his average and the runs driven in, and he had another RBI in the first inning. But there we see it on defense as well. Carson Schrack can just flat out play baseball.
Absolutely.
So now that'll bring up Anibal Rivera and strike 1. Rivera on the season hitting .242, 10 runs driven in.
That one must have just missed.
Don't think it missed by much. Unless the umpire's delaying a strike call again. That one outside. 2 balls, 1 strike as it gets past the catcher Becker. Butler got a run in the first on a pair of 2-out singles. Ravens got a run in the bottom half of the first on a pair of no-out singles. And that one misses as well. 3 balls, 1 strike on the third baseman, Rivera. Rivera can play all over the infield. He's at third base today. Had that tough play in the first with Jack Bell's ground ball. And he takes ball 4. It's the second walk of the day issued by the Red Raven pitching staff. And now a 1-out base runner here for Butler with Kobuzuski coming up. And he takes strike 1. Kobuzuski's had a tough start to the season. 5 games, just 1 of 14. He did have 3 RBIs on that 1 hit, but he's still hitting at an .071 clip. And that's strike 2. Butler dugout did not like that call.
Good movement on the pitch to that left-handed batter. Both pitches.
0-2 pitch from Raul 40. And just off the outside corner, did not bite at that slider tailing away. Rivera on first after a 1-out walk. 1 out here in the top half of the second, and a breaking ball just missed. And nope, they do ring him up. This delayed ring up is starting to throw me off, Chris.
It would me too.
But it is a strikeout for 40. It is strikeout number 3 of the day for the Red Ravens, and there's 2 down here in the second.
I think I'm going to set a timer on how long it takes the umpire to actually call a strike.
I think this is pitch clock violation from the umpire here.
It could be. Okay, so we have it right here. We're ready.
Bunt shown. They get it down. Becker will make the throw in time to retire Holmes and retire this side. The Ravens able to put up a 0 in the second inning. A great inning from Raul 40. Ravens coming to the plate. Bottom of the second. We are tied at 1 here from Walter Johnson Park. Ryan Reddy will lead off the bottom half of the second for the Ravens. We are tied at 1 here in the bottom half of the second. Ravens were able to put up a 0 in the top half of the second on a great inning from Raul 40, and now it'll be the first baseman Reddy. First pitch, and a swing and a miss. Safe to say he was ready for that one, Chris.
Absolutely.
I'm sorry. That was terrible. I had to do it. I didn't make any ready jokes in the last broadcast, so.
I'm glad you said it and not me.
Yeah, I figured it'd be coming from you. Reddy hitting 291 on the season, 1 home run, 20 runs driven in. And he's quickly in an 0-2 hole here.
I have to feel it, and I wasn't just feeling it quite yet.
Okay. You had to wait the first 2-3 pitches of the at-bat.
Sure.
No. I should have waited to see if he drove one. Like if he hit one hard, like, oh. Timing's the most important factor of comedy.
That is very true.
Timing and delivery. You can make anything funny with timing and delivery.
Very true.
0-2 pitch to Reddy. Tie game at 1, bottom half of the second. Here's the pitch from Binster. Outside. And they say just a bit too far outside.
Welcome back to Shane Neal's class on comedy.
I hope they're not paying for that class. Swing and a miss. Slider downstairs and Reddy swings over the top of it. That's strikeout number 2 for Binster. 1 down here in the bottom half of the second. Safe to say nobody's ready for a nasty slider.
No. It doesn't matter if you're the best hitter in the world or a little leaguer. A slider is a slider, especially a good one.
Absolutely. Tyler Gundelfinger steps in with 1 out, takes a ball upstairs. Gundelfinger got the start today at third base. He's hitting .276 on the season, 7 runs driven in kind of a utility role for this Red Raven team. Swing, that's hit pretty well, and coming in and making the nice catch is the center fielder Holmes. And 2 down on a line out from Gundelfinger. Got a good piece of it, but that's why the best defender in the outfield always is in center.
Absolutely, and that ball was coming straight toward him, so you know it's going to be tough to judge that and make an accurate catch on that.
When we saw a play against Johnson County last week where, I'm sorry, it might have been a softball game, but the center fielder started in, and then it was over their head. And I'm like, that's why you're always taught to, start going back, because it's easier to come in when you start going back than go back after you start coming in.
Right.
Ball 1 here to the right fielder, Tate Moody.
That's the reason why Jim Edmonds was always so different, because he played so far in, and it was easy for him to move back. I don't understand that.
That one just upstairs. 2-0 on Moody as Binster and the Grizzlies look for the first 1-2-3 inning of the day. Here's the pitch. Upstairs. Tate Moody on the season, a .269 hitter, 6 runs driven in. OPS of about .650. That one hit well, but hooks foul. So it'll be 2-2. To Tate Moody. Is that one was hit hard, but just took down the foul line and left.
Yeah, that was a rocket.
Binster has his sign. The kick, the pitch, swing and a miss. He goes back to the slider, and he gets his second strikeout of the inning with it. 1-2-3 go the Ravens in the second. We're off to the third. Our score, we are tied at 1 here at Walter Johnson Park. Third inning coming up next. All right, I'm ready. Sorry. We're back here for the third inning here from Walter Johnson Park. New pitcher is Daniel Barham. Barham in 7 innings this year, an 11.57 earned run average, but 10 Ks per 9. A guy that gets some good amount of strikeouts, and it's quickly 0-2 here on Hayden Dyer, the shortstop for the Grizzlies. Both pitchers in the second inning able to put up a 0. And Barham, ground ball, that is a fair ball. No, they're going to call it foul.
Oh, really?
It looked like it went foul before the third base bag, but I was surprised that they were letting Gundelfinger kind of, run that play out. He was setting his feet, making the throw, and I'm like, they haven't called it foul yet? But it is 0-2. Barham will go back to work on Dyer. Dyer drew a walk his first time up, scored on the RBI single from Toothaker. And now 1 ball, 2 strikes.
We just saw the new meaning to the word duck.
1-2. Did he go? Yes, he did. Strikeout for Barham. And 1 down here in the third inning. I'll tell you what, Chris, this Red Raven pitching staff has been impressive early. That's their 4th strikeout in 7 outs.
You can't beat that strikeout ratio, that's for sure.
It has been a bullpen day today for the Ravens. Grayson Walden went the opening inning, and the second inning was pitched by, of course, Raul Forty. And now we have Daniel Barham out here for the third. He gets a swing and a miss from Hudson. Hudson flew out to right field his first time up. And the 0-1, swing and a miss. That slider from Barham looking unhittable here through 2 batters.
So far, these Red Raven pitchers are looking like Shohei out there.
Little preview of the World Baseball Classic tonight. Japan, USA for the world title. That one in the dirt. Good block there by the catcher Becker.
And I'll admit it, I don't care who wins. Team Japan, Team USA, I want to see Ohtani versus Trout.
Well, I think the rumor is that Ohtani's only going to pitch if it's the 9th inning. Swing and a miss. That looks like Ohtani. Back-to-back punch-outs by Barham. 2 down on back-to-back Ks of Dyer and Hudson. Their 2 best hitters. I bet Jake Martin's in the dugout right now. Like, wow. This could be valuable with a lead in the 7th or 8th inning as the season moves forward.
No doubt, yeah.
That one just a bit upstairs to Frank Garcia. Garcia had a single his first time up on a little jam shot to right. Fouls that one off. Well, Chris, we always, and just to finish your point, of course the MLB, the best baseball league in the world, but I'll tell you what, watching Team Japan in this World Baseball Classic, my goodness, there are a lot of just absolutely exceptional Japanese baseball players.
Absolutely there are.
2 balls, 1 strike here on Garcia. That one a fly ball, popped up, left fielder moving to his left, and making the catch there is Metters, and 1-2-3 inning for the pitcher Barham. He looked sharp. Ravens coming to bat in the third. We are tied at 1 here in Coffeyville. Bottom of the third. We are tied at 1 here at Walter Johnson Park. I'm Shane Neal, alongside with me Chris Freund. And the Red Ravens coming to bat here in the third. They will go back to work against the starting pitcher Jeremy Bincher. It will be 8-9-1 for the Ravens here in the third. It'll be Zach Becker, Jackson Metters, and back to the top of the order with Jack Bell.
I need you to write this down. Take a little note. Sorry, I just heard George Strait. It's been a great game so far.
It has. We're off to a very, very fun start in this one. We saw the offenses show up in the first inning with a couple hits and some clutch two-out hitting. And then in the second and so far in the third, the pitching has caught up to the hitting. We'll see if that continues here. First pitch outside to the catcher, Becker. How about this, Chris? Becker's batting 1,000. His one hit in college this season, a 2-run single.
Not anymore.
Well, yeah, there you go. That's a good old announcer's jinx, as that's a ground out to shortstop, and there's one down. I'll tell you what, though. I don't care how many at-bats it is. Hitting 1,000, 25 games into your career, that's something.
That's definitely something to be proud of right there. They don't need to know how many at-bats.
No. It's irrelevant. You still had to get a hit in the first one, and that's hard enough. First pitch now to Metters, and a swing and a miss.
When did we start talking about Brock Purdy? Because you said irrelevant.
It's true. That's true. Jackson Metters on the season. He's in left field today. He's hitting .250 with a .648 OPS. Outside with that one. 1 ball, 1 strike. After the first 2 Ravens got hits today, 7 straight have been retired. Excuse me, 6 straight have been retired. They're looking for 7 straight right here with Metters. And that one is outside. 2 balls, 1 strike on the left fielder, Metters. Jack Bell on deck, and how big would it be for Bell and Schrack, maybe the 2 best hitters in this lineup, if Metters could find a way to get on here. 2-1. Upstairs, 3 balls, 1 strike.
Three one green light.
Think if it's in your spot, but I also think if it's not exactly where you want it, don't be afraid to take here as well. And they do give him the green light, 3-1, and he shoots it down the right field line. That's a foul ball. Pretty decent hack there. Didn't get all of it, but got a good amount of it.
Yeah.
Full count pitch. Inside, and Metters able to draw a walk out of the 9-hole. So a good at-bat there by the freshman Metters, and now runner on for Jack Bell with Carson Schrack on deck, and that puts a lot of pressure on the Butler pitching staff. One on, one out, bottom 3. We're tied at 1. First pitch to Bell in the dirt. Metters goes. The throw is just a little bit to the third base side of the bag, Chris. If it was right on the money, I think they had him.
Yep.
But just because it was just a hair off, Metters able to slide in safely.
I'm looking, this Red Raven team isn't afraid to run.
No, absolutely not. And that's what Jake Martin said their identity is. Stolen bases, using their speed to manufacture runs and win games. Very much like their major league counterpart, the Kansas City Royals. And that one hits Bell. So Bell gets plunked after Metters draws the walk. And all of a sudden, 2-1 now for the hottest hitter on the Red Raven roster.
Don't you mean Bell gets dinged?
I guess.
Never mind.
I suppose he does get dinged. Wouldn't you save dinged for getting when it hits the bat?
Well, I mean, he got hit, so Bell would get, I don't know.
I don't know. 2 on, 1 out. Ravens have gotten 2 base runners via a walk and hit by pitch. And Schrack takes one just a bit upstairs. Carson Schrack, Chris, maybe the most impressive stat out of all of the impressive stats. In 89 at-bats, has only struck out 8 times. And he's very clutch, leading this team in RBIs. That one outside, 2-0.
You got to like that number, putting the ball in play.
And that's something this Ravens team's very good at as well. Only one player on this roster with more than 23 strikeouts on the season.
Nice. Wow.
That one grounded to second. Schrack has good speed. They get Bell there. Schrack, they turn it. A double play. And a big 4-6-3 turn against the Ravens' best hitter. And working out of it is Binster. We go to the fourth. Our score 1-1. More after this on YouTube. We are off to the fourth inning with the Red Ravens and Butler Grizzlies tied at 4. New pitcher for the fourth consecutive inning, as it's number 4, Grant Edwards on the mound for the Red Ravens. Edwards has pitched in 5 games this year and has a 9.26 earned run average in 11 2/3 innings. Chris, something he's going to want to work on here today is strikeout numbers are good, but 15 walks in 11 2/3 innings, that'll have to improve.
Absolutely it will. You know, he's wanting to improve that, and with a day like today, with the way these pitchers are throwing, it's likely to happen.
As this is Brock Toothaker leading off. He took ball 1, and that one on the outside corner, 1 ball, 1 strike. I'll tell you what, after the second game of the doubleheader with Johnson County went about 3 hours and 20 minutes. This one flying by. We're already in the 4th inning here, just about 45 minutes after first pitch. Two and 1 here from Grant Edwards. And that one just missed. Three balls, 1 strike. Toothaker had an RBI single in the first inning. That is how Butler got their 1 run here today so far. And that one hit hard. Nice play by the third baseman, and the throw to first is there in time. Hot shot, but the play was made. Nice play there by today's third baseman, Tyler Gundelfinger. I'm sure the pitcher appreciates that.
Yeah, that was a great play. Went down basically to his backside before getting up and making that throw.
And something I see a lot as back there on a bunt attempt, ball 1. Something I see a lot is a lot of players make that stop, Chris, but they rush the throw and then screw up the throw. He took his time, reset his feet, made a good throw over to first as well. So that's a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike now on the right fielder, Fager. Fager struck out swinging his first time up on a Grayson Walden slider. Shows bunt again and fouled it off. So this Butler team's starting to get a little aggressive. This is the 3rd hitter I think we've seen today show bunt.
Trying to make something happen.
Like you said, the way the Ravens pitchers are throwing so far, I mean, A lot of swings and misses, and obviously trying to minimize that. This one's popped up in foul ground, making a run for it, and not enough room there for Becker. He got to that netting very quick.
He did. And like you said earlier, a lot of foul ground.
Due up for the Butler Grizzlies in this inning as they already retired Toothaker. It's Phaedra right now, and on deck is the designated hitter, Brock Kohler. And that one just a bit outside, as Harry Doyle would say.
Yeah, not quite as outside.
No, not that far outside.
But outside.
No ball 8, no ball 12, no nothing like that. 2-2 pitch fought off by Phaedra. Two and two to the Butler right fielder. And a ground ball to third, and this is Gundelfinger. Throw to first, and Reddy couldn't pick it up, or pick it out. I think he would have been safe anyway.
Foul ball, actually.
They are going to call it foul.
Yep.
Man, they're letting these plays play out, huh, before they call it.
They really are.
That was almost back-to-back spectacular plays by Gundelfinger.
It really was. It really was.
I didn't think he had a chance when that ball was hit, and he made it very close.
Lucky for the Ravens, though. Foul ball. Remember, the same person that's calling the foul balls is the one calling the balls and strikes.
Yeah, I was going to say. It's a theme. It's an interesting theme. Swing and a miss. Edwards goes to the breaking ball, and it pays off that it was a foul ball. Ravens get the swing and miss. That is strikeout number 6 today for the Ravens.
Can't beat those numbers so far in what? 3 2/3 innings.
You've gotten 11 outs today, 6 of them via the K. And only 4 balls have left the infield so far today.
No wonder this game is flying by so far.
Ball one now to Brock Kohler, the designated hitter. Kohler grounded out to second his first time up.
Not to jinx it.
Swing and a miss. A lot of swings and misses we're seeing today from this Red Raven pitching staff. One pitch from Edwards. Strike. No, they called it low. Looked like he was going into that strike position. He's trying to keep me guessing today.
And he's doing a good job of it, too.
He is. He's not calling foul or fair. He's not ringing guys up.
Nope.
Ground ball. Gundelfinger, what a snag. Throw to first, and Reddy dug it out. Maybe the defensive play of the year, Tyler Gundelfinger. My goodness, what a play. And the side is retired. Flashing the leather at the hot corner. Ravens coming up to bat. We're tied at 1. Ravens coming up here in the home half of the 4th inning. We are tied at 1. And Chris, how about the defense from Tyler Gundelfinger in that last inning?
That's one of the best plays I've ever seen in person.
Sensational play. The backhanded snag, the throw dug out by Ryan Reddy, and first pitch back to the mound. Nice play. And the flip to first will retire Holton. That's a new pitcher for the Butler Grizzlies.
Fielding his position well.
Absolutely, and that's number 22 for Butler as we get our notes pulled up here. Zach Merkin, the new pitcher, the freshman, who's pitched in 2 innings this year, only given up 1 run. And showed off his lanky frame there by going up and getting that one.
Yeah.
So quickly 1 out as Drake Unrein steps into the box. And here's the 0-1 pitch to Unrein. And just off the outside corner. That was a pretty good pitch.
Yeah, it really was.
Unrein hits it well. That'll be dive and caught. And the defense is on display for both teams today. What a snag there by the left fielder for the Grizzlies. And that is an outstanding play by Micah Kobzewski.
Goodness gracious. Is everybody having their Gold Glove tryouts today? What's going on here?
Everyone wants to make the all-conference defensive team, I suppose. And that's ball 1 now on Ryan Reddy. Outside. The 2-0 pitch, Reddy swinging a miss.
Kind of like my chair up here in the booth, Shay. These pitchers doing a good job at keeping these hitters off balance.
Well played. I knew your comedy would come through. 2-1 is high and off the glove of the catcher Garcia. 3-1 the count now. We've seen backhanded snags. We've seen charging in on a slow roller. We've seen diving catches. We've seen shoe top snags by the center fielder. I mean, this has been a defensive display here this afternoon, and we're less than 4 innings in. Full count pitch now on Reddy. And the pitch. And that's ball 4. Reddy struck out his first at-bat, makes up for it here with a 2-out walk. And now we will see Gundelfinger step up. He made the defensive plays. He hit one hard to center his first time up. Does he come through with the big hit here? Is it the Gundelfinger day, Chris?
It could be.
First pitch is outside.
Big defensive plays usually lead to big hits.
You usually are rewarded for your efforts on defense.
Definitely.
The baseball gods have a way of repaying you. 1-0 pitch and the throw over to first. Reddy back in time. Not many teams in any level of baseball where your catcher and your first baseman are stolen base threats, but that's exactly what you get here in Coffeyville.
That is a little odd, isn't it?
Definitely is. Gundelfinger fouls it back. We are even 1-1. Bottom of the 4th, 2 outs. Each team has 1 run and 2 hits today. And that one is outside. Pretty good pitch there. Two-one. And that is going to be a strike on the outside corner.
I'm trying to remember the last time, the last catcher I remember that could actually be a stolen base threat. What is that, Jason Kendall, perhaps?
Probably JT Realmuto.
Maybe so, yeah.
But yeah, before him, probably Kendall.
That's Shay's way of telling me I'm old.
None of the Molinas.
None of the Molinas, no. Especially Benji.
And Yachty, after 35, couldn't barely get to first.
Right.
Full count now on Gundolfinger. I'd love to see Salvador Perez try and steal a base. That'd be pretty funny. Reds have a catcher that can move a little bit, Tyler Stevenson.
True.
Dalton Varsha's probably stolen some bases.
Probably so, true.
Full count and time is called.
Gone are the days, wait.
And they're going to call pitch clock, and that's ball 4. It strikes again. That's so, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure he'll take getting on base, and I'm sure that's what, the goal was, stepping into the box. But for a guy that made 2 great defensive plays and really wanted to come up with that 2-out knock, that's just such a, underwhelming end to that at-bat.
Very true.
Oh, well, okay, go take first. As a hitter, do you feel like you earned that? I'm curious. No, I didn't think so.
That's a good question.
I'd love to ask the major league hitters, like when you're given first base on a pitch clock violation, do you feel like you earned that?
Sure. Or if it's a safe situation for a pitcher and a clock violation.
And they'll all say the same thing. They'll say, we'll take it.
Right.
I don't think they think they earned it.
Right.
As that's a strike on the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike on Tate Moody. Back-to-back 2-out walks.
You've got me curious now on where that clock is that they have to look at. Or is it just something that the umpire keeps track of?
I'm sure it's a stopwatch on the umpire. 1-1 pitch. Moody swing and a little half hack there. That was a nasty pitch with some inside movement on it. 1-2 as Butler looks to wiggle out of this 2-out jam.
Kind of like eating those potato chips. Once you start, you can't stop. It's the same way with that swing.
Absolutely. Here's the 1-2 pitch on Moody, and we waited to see if he was going to ring him up, but he never did. And I have time to go down there and get a drink at the concession stand before he rings a guy up. Pitcher was halfway to the dugout.
Yeah. Can we drive to Sonic and back, I wonder?
I'm sure. Get a little mid-game milkshake in.
That'd be pretty good.
Full count.
And we just missed happy hour.
We did. Well, if you use the app, it's always happy hour.
That's true. That's a good point.
This is the kind of baseball broadcaster I aspire to be, Chris. The one that just goes off on tangents throughout the course of a game. That one's hit well by Moody. Going back and over his head. It's down. Scoring is ready. They're going to send Gundolfinger. It's a 2-run double for Tate Moody. And the walks will haunt. It's 3-1 Ravens.
What a hit up against the wall, up against the Red Raven sign out, right below the scoreboard out in the left center field.
And, Chris, did you see what I saw? The left fielder started in, and it went over his head.
Exactly.
You always got to start going back. You're not Jim Edmonds out there. He made the diving catch earlier this inning, but I don't know if he would have had a play on it regardless, but that's just something that stood out to me there.
Absolutely. It was hit so well, he probably wouldn't have.
As that one's inside, and that hits the catcher Becker. Second time today a Raven has been hit by a pitch today.
And Becker's very glad to have that elbow guard on. That's where it got him.
2-out rally here for the Ravens after a ground out and a line out. Walk, followed by a 2-run double from Tate Moody. And the Ravens have a 3-1 lead here in the 4th.
And now the MLB app is talking about Trout versus Ohtani, perhaps?
I think everyone's talking about Trout versus Ohtani. I'll be on the edge of my seat waiting for that. Selfishly, that's ball 1 to Metters. Yu Darvish is one heck of a pitcher, and that's who's going for Japan tonight. But selfishly, I wished it was Ohtani's turn in the rotation and he was starting the game.
Right.
And that one upstairs. I'll tell you what, though. The guy who pitched last night,
Ooh, visit to the mound here.
Yeah, we do have a mound visit. Little 2-out rally here that you got to make sure you put an end to. But I'll tell you what, Chris, the guy who pitched for Japan last night, just 21 years old. I want to make sure I get his name right. That is Roki Sasaki. 21 years old, had 26 pitches, I believe, over 102 miles an hour. Disgusting splitter, has a great slider, too. He's going to be an ace in the MLB here in a few years.
Oh, no, there's no doubt about that.
Another lab creation by the Japanese national team. I don't know where they're finding these 6'4" athletes out there, but they're finding them.
They're finding them, and they're putting them to work.
They are. And, it's crazy where you're so good as a national team that Yu Darvish, an established good major league pitcher that's pitched in World Series and been Cy Young Award finalists, is your 3-starter.
That's a good problem to have.
It is a great problem to have. And then their 4-starter is the guy who's won the last 2 Cy Youngs in the Japan League, which is widely considered the second-best league in the world.
Absolutely.
3-0 now on Metters. Basically, moral of the story is Team Japan is very good.
They're pretty good, yeah.
3-0 pitch, and Metters taken all the way. That's strike 1. Metters drew a walk his first time up, looking to get on base for the second time today. 4 straight Ravens have reached with 2 outs here in the 4th. And that's strike 2. See, he called that one a lot faster, and I appreciate that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I didn't have to guess on that one.
Let us know.
Runners go. That one grounded foul. I'll tell you what, that was not far off from being another 2-run double.
Yeah, not even a foot foul.
Ravens looking to snap a 5-game losing streak. Butler has a 6-game winning streak coming into today. But it's 3-1 Ravens here in the 4th. Metters fouls it off into the Butler dugout.
Caught by someone with their hat in the dugout.
Hey, that's always impressive if you can make that play.
Oh, absolutely it is. I could barely make a catch with a glove.
I don't know if I could make a catch with a glove. Metters, another foul ball. This is quite the battle here by Jackson Metters. Full count pitch again. 2 on, 2 outs for the Ravens. Bottom of the 4th. The pitch. And a swing and a miss. And the inning finally comes to an end. But a 2-out rally for the Ravens. And a big 2-run double from Tate Moody. We go to the 5th. Ravens 3, Butler 1 on YouTube. Ravens have a 3-1 lead as we move on to the 5th inning. I'm Shaney, alongside with me Chris Freund, and it will be number 43, Alex Oliver, into the game for Coffeyville, who's pitched in 6 games this year, has an 8.53 earned run average. Chris, another young pitcher that needs to work on the command. 9 walks in 6 1/3 innings, but that's basically what you get with a freshman pitcher. Good stuff, not great control yet.
Absolutely, but this is why we have games and situations like this, so he can get that work that he needs in a game like this.
And he will face off against the 8-hole hitter, Anibal Rivera. Rivera drew a walk his first time up, was stranded against the 2nd inning pitcher for the Ravens today. And that was, of course, Raul Forty. Here's the 1-0 pitch. And inside, 2-0 from Oliver. And that one missed, I guess, down. That was over the heart of the plate, so it must have been down. 3-0 pitch, and that's a strike. 3-1 here from Oliver. He's working quickly. And that is ball 4. So leadoff walk, and Rivera on for the 2nd time today.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to have to worry about the pitch count or the clock for him.
No, absolutely not. Seems like he's set before they even start the timer. So leadoff walk to Rivera. That'll bring up the left fielder, Micah Kobuszewski. I've been working on that all day.
Yes, you have. It's about 10:45 this morning. All of a sudden I hear Kobuszewski. Coming from the
And you said Gesundheit.
Yes.
2-0. And time called as there will be a meeting on the mound here with Oliver. 5 of his first 6 pitches have been outside the strike zone. And we're going to have a full infield meeting here.
It might be one of those meetings just to say, hey, calm down, slow down.
Deep breath.
Everything is good.
Deep breath. And I'm sure they're also telling him that, look, this guy at the plate right now, no disrespect, he has 1 hit this season. Make him beat you.
Right. In this case, it really is just playing catch with your catcher.
Yep.
Hitting your spots.
The freshman battery of Oliver and Zach Becker back in their respective spots. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Looks like he went to a changeup there, Chris.
That looked nasty, especially on a 2-0 count.
2-0 changeup. That's a gutsy pitch.
It is.
Absolutely devastating if it works. 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss.
And now you got the batter guessing after that 2-0 changeup. What's he going to throw now?
Well, there's not a lot of hitters that think the pitcher's, confident enough to throw that pitch, especially after a mound meeting.
Definitely.
And that one skied up and coming in for it. Becker giving it a look, and it drops. Cloudy day, so tough to find that ball in the sky, and it fell just in front of the Red Raven dugout.
Between the clouds and there's a light pole right there that he probably was looking into.
Good point. Here's the 2-2 pitch again, and just a bit upstairs. Oliver's certainly looked more in control after that mound visit. Now, how big would a ground ball be here?
That would be huge.
See if he can roll 2. And that one is skied. Jack Bell moving to his right. And he will make the catch. 1 down on a fly ball to center field. So Kobuszewski is 0 for 2 today, and he is out number 1 here in the 5th inning.
It's always good to get that first out under your belt. Keep the double play in order.
That'll bring up Holmes, who's 0 for 2 today. Struck out looking to start the game and grounded out bunted out to the catcher in the second.
Yeah, that bunt went about 3 feet and just died.
It was a heck of a play by Becker because Holmes does have good speed. The defense for the Ravens today has been outstanding.
Yep.
3-1 Coffeyville, our score, top of the 5th inning. And that one hit pretty well. Going back is the left fielder, and he will make the catch. That's Metters. That one was hit pretty hard by Holmes, but it is out number 2.
And if you notice Metters, what did he do? Exactly the opposite of what allowed the couple runs previously. He went back, realized it was going to die on him, and he was able to turn around and
I can't be sure without looking at the replay, and that's strike 1 there to Hayden Dyer. I can't be sure without looking at the replay, but I think that if Kobazuski did the same thing in the bottom of the 4th, I think he gets to that ball.
It's very possible, definitely.
Or at least has a play on it.
Right.
Here's the 0-1 to Hayden Dyer. And throw over to first. Keep him honest. Rivera does have pretty solid speed. Only 1 stolen base this year, but he has not been caught. That one hit well. Bell going back. This is straightaway center field, and Bell will have room on the track. Oliver able to grit his teeth and find a way to get 3 consecutive outs after the leadoff walk. We're halfway through this one. Ravens lead it 3-1. We're back after this. All right, you ready? Bottom half of the 5th inning, Ravens lead it 3-1. I'm Shane Neal, alongside with me Chris Freund, and Chris, through 5 innings, the Raven pitching staff today, they have issued 3 walks, but only allowed 2 hits with 6 punch-outs today. They've looked very, very good on the mound.
They have. They've looked great on the mound, and that defense for CCC has just played spectacular to back them up.
And then looking for the clutch hit as that one's grounded by Jack Bell. It'll be 1 pitch, 1 out here in the 5th. First time Bell's been retired today. But because of how good the pitching's been today, it gave the offense a few innings to figure out what Butler was doing on the mound, and then in the last inning in the bottom of the 4th, Tate Moody got the big clutch 2-run double. Strike 1 to Carson Schrack. Schrack 1 for 2 today, had an RBI single in the 1st inning, grounded into a 4-6-3 double play in the 3rd. Swing and a miss, 0-2. If this was Wednesday's game against Johnson County, in the same time that's passed, we'd probably be in the top of the 3rd right now.
That good, huh?
Yeah, that good. 0-2 pitch now on Schrack, and just a bit high and outside. Really good 0-2 pitch, though.
Yeah, definitely not a waste pitch. There was a purpose behind that one. Setting up this one.
Now, Schrack's a guy that goes to the opposite field a lot. It seems like he could just spray one down the third base line here. It's a little surprising to me that they're not shading more towards the baseline with him, because he is a very advanced hitter in the sense that he can go to all fields.
Yeah, there is a big gap in right center, but a big gap along the line at left as well. You're right.
And fouled back. 2-2. Butler scored 1 in the top half of the first on an RBI single from Brock Toothaker. Ravens scored 1 in the bottom half of the first on an RBI single by Carson Schrack. Ravens scored 2 in the fourth on a 2-run double by Tate Moody. That's where we stand. 3-1 Coffeyville, bottom of the fifth. Here's the pitch to Schrack. And inside, tried to hit him with that back foot slider. That's a tough take for a lefty. That back foot slider is devastating, and that's what the Red starter Nick Lodolo was hitting all day yesterday, that back foot slider. Schrack hits one to left center field. It will chase the fielders back, but this one playable. And the catch will be made there for the out by Kobazuski.
Shows what I know. He hadn't played perfectly. Basically just had to take 4 or 5 steps back and make the catch.
This is why we're not in the dugout, Chris.
That's a very good point.
I don't think they're playing Schrack right on defense. Played him absolutely perfectly.
Yep.
I guess our managerial dreams are over. Ball 1 inside on shortstop Mason Holton. Holton grounded into a double play in the first and grounded out to the pitcher in the fourth. It's a heck of a play by the pitcher, a leaping grab on what looked like it was going to be a base hit up the middle. Holton on the season hitting about 320, 4 home runs, 25 runs batted in. And that one outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Butler looking for their second 1-2-3 inning of the day. The 2-1 pitch to Holton. And that one low. 3 balls, 1 strike on the Red Raven shortstop. Sounds like a law firm here, 2-3, Schrack and Holton. And that one outside as Holton draws a 2-out walk.
That means he gets a free consultation at first base.
Well played. Well played. They don't call him the best color commentator in the business for nothing, folks.
Yeah. That was my best one right there. Yeah.
That was such a good scene. You got anything to add, Monty? No?
No.
First pitch is a ball inside to Drake Unrein. Unrein playing DH today. Struck out in the first inning and hit a bullet. That was a diving catch in the fourth. That was a great play by Kobazuski. So now Holton gets his lead off of first base, and the pitch to Unrein. And they got Holton off the bag. Throw to second, and safe. Miscommunication there between the middle infield of the Grizzlies. They had him if somebody was covering the bag, but shortstop had to come dashing over, and Holton able to slide in safely. So about as terrifying of a stolen base as you're going to see, but it is a stolen base. And now base hit could get the Ravens another run. Unrein. And that is going to be strike 3. And the inning is over. We go to the 6th. Did he ever officially call it strike 3?
That's the most non-committal
I don't know what the heck
ever
that
seen.
was. What the heck was that? We go to the 6th inning. Ravens lead at 3-1 here on YouTube. We'll be right back. Sixth inning here at Walter Johnson Park. Red Ravens lead at 3-1 over the Butler Grizzlies. I'm Shane Eel. Chris Freund alongside with me. New pitcher Reed Williams, who in 3 1/3 innings this year has a 2.7 earned run average. Very solid start to his career. First pitch was high and outside, ball one, as he's facing Justin Hudson. Now 2-0.
I'm loving the mixture of both left-handed and right-handed pitchers for the Ravens here.
I mean, the future of this pitching staff seems bright, Chris. They're pitching a lot of, with the exception of Walden, I believe everyone they've pitched today has been a freshman, as this one hit high in the air. Gundelfinger moves back, gives way to Holton, and Holton will make the catch for out number 1.
Good communication between the left side of the infield there.
And I believe, other than Grayson Walden, who started the game today, everyone that's pitched today for Jake Martin has been a true freshman, which, I mean, with what we've seen today, future of this pitching rotation is very, very exciting. A lot of these guys have very, very devastating stuff.
Including that pitch right there.
And it's strike one to Frank Garcia. Reed Williams, a freshman left-hander. And that one skips in the dirt. Now, this could just be a slider with a lot of break, but the way these are kind of going all the way down into the dirt, Chris, makes me think it's more of a curveball. That one grounded to third. Gundelfinger, he's had a great day at the hot corner. He makes another nice play there, 2 down.
Nice job with the stutter step to get his feet set to be able to make that nice, strong throw over to first.
And how about this, Chris? Ever since the first inning where the Butler Grizzlies scored a run, the Ravens have retired 6, 9, 13, 15. 13 of the last 15 hitters.
Wow.
How about that? The only 2 that have reached are on walks.
Good stuff.
So Williams looking for a quick 1-2-3 after the pop-up and the ground out. 1-0 now here on Toothaker. Swing and a miss, and that looked like a changeup right there, and it was a good one. Fastball changeup. The change in speed. If you can bring that out of your arm with the same motion, oh, you're going to do some damage.
No doubt.
1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss.
Hey, Toothaker's in the 1-2 cavity.
Tooth Fairy's not coming to save him.
Nope.
Here's the 1-2 pitch. Williams looking for a very strong inning. And just a bit outside. Two the count now on very solid Brock Toothaker at an RBI single. His first at bat, but there's a swing and a miss. And Reed Williams, impressive in that 6th inning. Ravens pitching, having a day. Bottom of the 6th coming up. Ravens lead at 3-1. New pitcher for the Butler Grizzlies here in the bottom half of the 6th. It will be number 7, Alan Benhart. And Benhart on the season, 4 1/3 innings, only 2 hits allowed, no runs, no walks, and 6 strikeouts. He's been very, very good so far in his appearances for Butler this season. He will go to work against the 5-6-7 for the Ravens. Ryan Reddy leads it off. First pitch swinging, fouling it off. Ravens got 2 in the 4th after each team scored 1 in the 1st. Only 5 total hits in this game, though. This game has I cannot get over how fast this game has gone. Reddy with a ground ball up the middle, base hit.
Back in my day, Shay, they used to call that a CNI single.
I think they still call it that.
Oh, good.
Or a little dribbler up the middle, whatever you want to call it.
Yep.
No. Well, now watch this, Chris. This is going to end up being the jinx of the year because I said this game's flying by, only 5 combined hits. Now watch the Ravens score like 7 runs in this inning.
Well, I mean, that wouldn't be a bad thing.
No, I wouldn't complain.
Right.
And looks like Reddy being attended to at first base. Maybe tweak something running that out.
Is the left shoulder kind of?
Left shoulder. Looks like a left shoulder issue for Ryan Reddy after the leadoff single.
That was kind of a jam shot. I think it was. Might have jammed him a little bit. Might have a stinger. Not the wrestler.
Seems like he's okay to stay in the game.
Or the musician.
No, that's true. A lot of stingers out there.
Or
the mascot for the Blue Jackets.
True.
So it'll be Reddy on first, and coming up now will be Gundelfinger. And Benhart gets the sign. And Gundelfinger shows bunt, gets it down, and that's a good one. He's tagged out, but it was perfectly placed. A sacrifice for Gundelfinger. Reddy moves up to second, 1 down. Could not have placed that bunt any better.
No, that was perfect right up the first base line.
We'll see Eric Thompson pinch run here for Reddy. The Ravens trying to get that, in a game where pitchers have really been impressive today. Every single run is important, as the Ravens are showing with the sacrifice bunt and now the pinch runner. It's refreshing, Chris, as Moody swings and misses at that first pitch. But it's kind of refreshing the way that Jake Martin, manages a game where it's very, very, traditional baseball. Stolen bases, bunts, kind of scrapping across every single run as Moody quickly in an 0-2 hole. But, with all the new era, new age, swing for the fences, strikeout, walk, or home run. Very traditional style here at Coffeyville.
It is reminding me, and I didn't want to say it because I've already sounded old enough as it is, but it really is reminded me of that 70s, 80s National League style baseball before the DH.
Well, now everybody gets the DH.
I know.
Here's the 0-2 pitch to Moody. Moody had a 2-run double his last time up. And a fly ball. This should drift foul, and it does.
Before the DH ruined everything.
Back in my day.
Yeah. No, I can't have any complaints with the DH.
Hey, I don't have to watch Luis Castillo swing at a pitch and lose his helmet every at-bat now. I think it's a win.
That is a pretty big win, that's true.
Swing, ground ball up the middle. Moody, it's a nice play by the shortstop. And Hayden Dyer makes the throw in time. Moving up to third is Thompson. That's a big second out.
Dyer did a good job of gathering himself to make that throw.
So now big spot here for the freshman catcher, Zach Becker. Hey, what better time for, potentially your first clutch knock of your college career.
Yeah, why not?
And breaking ball stays up. Ball one. I can't believe we're about to go to the 7th inning. This is a polar opposite of what happened against Johnson County. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Becker, and a swing and a miss. One ball, one strike, 2 outs, runner on third. Ravens lead it 3-1. Way the pitching's going right now for Coffeyville, you feel like if you get 1 or 2 more runs, you really kind of put Butler back against the wall. 1-2 now on Becker after that swing and a miss. And a chance now for Benhart to get out of it without allowing a run. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Benhart gets the sign, and that's upstairs. We've seen nothing but fastballs so far through 4 pitches, Chris. So you think he goes to a breaking ball here, or do you think he stays with the heat?
I don't know if it's working for him. Stick with it.
Catcher moves outside. It is the heat, and it does work for him. Swing and a miss, and Benhart gets out of the inning. Ravens get a leadoff single, but leave the runner at third. We're off to the 7th. Ravens lead it 3-1 here on YouTube. We're off to the 7th. New pitcher for the Ravens, number 18, Justice Hannon. Hannon in 2 games this year has pitched 5 innings and given up only 2 earned runs, a 3.60 earned run average. Strike 1 the call on the leadoff hitter here in the 7th, and that is Garrett Fager. 3-1 Coffeyville, our score. Count evens up, 1 ball, 1 strike. Tell you what, Chris, I'm starting to think you're the good luck charm here for the Ravens pitching staff.
Well, remember, we said that when I joined the broadcast for Lady Ravens basketball, and yeah.
Well, they still went 3-1.
They did. They did.
I think you're being hard on yourself. Fly ball center field. Bell over to his right and will make the catch. I think you're being hard on yourself because I think at the end of the day they made it further than almost anyone thought they would.
They did have a good run, that's for sure.
So Fager 0 for 3 today, and there's one down here in the 7th. And now stepping into the box and taking ball 1 is Brock Kohler. Kohler's grounded out to second, grounded out to third. And to be fair, the ground out to third was probably what should have been a base hit down the line and was robbed by Gundelfinger. Two-0 pitch. And that one on the outside corner, strike 1. 2 balls, 1 strike on Kohler. Hannon working quickly. And that one lined, and that'll be down for a base hit. Just the 3rd hit today for the Butler Grizzlies, and their first since the 1st inning.
He really did get much contact on that, but he got enough just to put it over the left side's head.
Chris, I think you could argue all 3 hits today for Butler have just been kind of jam shot bloop singles.
Yeah, I know it's an aluminum bat, but he didn't get good wood on it per se.
He didn't get good metal on it either.
Yeah.
That one outside, ball 1 now on third baseman Rivera, Anibal Rivera, who's 0 for 0 today. He's drawn a pair of walks.
He was here, we promise.
Oh, he's been here.
Mm-hmm.
He's gotten on base in 2 5-pitch walks. He's been very, very disciplined at the plate today. Now he's ahead 2-0. And that's, as he's ahead 3-0 now, if that one misses from Hannon. This is probably, honestly, a really good sign from the Butler coaches that, you recruit them because they can hit. But to see this kind of patience from a freshman where he just drew his 3rd walk of the day, I mean, he's showing off that plate discipline.
Yeah. I think they call that, vision, VIS on MLB The Show.
That's true. That is what they call it.
They didn't have vision on Atari.
No, they did not. They barely had bats. Backdoors a breaking ball there. Strike 1 to Micah Kobizuski. Kobizuski struck out looking in the 2nd inning, flew out to center field back in the 5th. And now a 1-1 count. He's in a big spot here. 2 on, 1 out. His team down by 2 runs. His 1 hit of the year did produce 3 runs, so a clutch hitter. As that one just missed outside. Hannon going to the breaking ball there. Just missed it off the outside corner.
Yeah, this is one time you don't want history to repeat itself.
2-1. Hannon gets his sign. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball stays outside once again. No, they call it a strike late. 2-2. And that was the greatest 2-2 pitch coming here. And a swing and a miss. Strikeout there as Kobizuski down on strikes for the 2nd time today.
Well, he helped him out by swinging at that one.
He did, but I love the Butler fans over there to our right. Because of the delay on the strike call, they were like, yeah, because they thought he had gotten into a 3-1 count, and then they call it strike 2, and they're like, oh! That was beautiful.
That was.
You just love hearing the emotional roller coaster of sports fans. Strike 1 now to the leadoff hitter, Josh Holmes. Holmes 0 for 3 today, struck out looking, grounded out on a bunt, and lined out to left. And swing goes foul. And after the single and the walk, the 50-50 strike call really has gotten Justin Hannon back in control of this inning. One of the few times that pitcher and umpire get along. 0-2 pitch, hard hit, and it is foul. And man, was that absolutely obliterated.
It was. I don't think it would have scored 2, but it at least would have scored 1.
It was, at the very least, a very hard hit double off the wall.
Right.
So we'll do it again, 0-2. Hannon just missed there. I like the idea of high heat there, though. He's been throwing a lot of breaking balls, tried to kind of freeze him with that high fastball. It worked, he just didn't get the call. And now 1-2 pitch. Goes back to the breaking ball, and Locked him up there too, but once again just missing.
From going high and outside to a low and inside, trying to change that viewpoint.
2-2 pitch, big spot, 2 on here for Butler. This is a big moment in this game with one of their top hitters, Josh Holmes, at the plate. Here's the pitch. Ground ball, third, diving stop by Platt, and they will call him safe at third. Saving a run was Platt by stopping that ball, but could not get to third base in time, and that'll be an infield single for Holmes and load the bases for Hayden Dyer. So a couple innings after giving up the lead, and this has been Butler's best opportunity since that opening inning. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Strike 1 to Hayden Dyer.
Man, that was a close play at third.
And Chris, this really feels like, not that it could necessarily be the game, but this feels like, I mean, this is the Red Ravens slamming the door if they can get out of it.
Absolutely.
That one upstairs, 1 ball, 1 strike.
This is definitely what they call the critical juncture of the game.
And with the exact opposite, if Butler can find a way to get some runs across here, that could completely flip momentum.
Sure could.
1-1 on Hayden Dyer. And that one just missed outside. As if there wasn't enough anxiety, we have an umpire that waits 5 seconds to call if it's a strike or not. That one skied, playable. Gundelfinger making the play, and he dropped. And 2 runs score, and this game is tied. Well, Chris, it's what they always say when you're in a position like that. You always just have to find a way to put the ball in play, make the defense make a play. The Raven defense have been making plays all day, but that one drops, and that ties the game.
That's amazing. I don't know if he lost it in the clouds or what happened. And I didn't even really know if he hit the glove or not.
And now a chance for Butler to take the lead with Justin Hudson coming up. Oh, 1 pitch to Hudson. Throw to first, not in time. Ravens trying to snap a 5-game losing streak. They've pitched very, very well to this point today. Now looking to keep it tied. Ground ball, foul. And 0-2 on the very talented Hudson. And how big was that hustle play at third now, where Platt made the diving stop, but they just got to the base in time. Tie game at 3. The 0-2 pitch from Hannon. Fouled off by Hudson.
With runners on first and third. During that pop-up, he basically just went to first and just stopped. He could have been on second, so we could be looking at a different situation here with 2 runners in scoring position instead of just 1.
Throw to first again, and nice pick there by Gundelfinger.
Yeah.
Back in time, though, is Dyer. Big at-bat here. Tie game at 3. The pitch, swing and a miss. Hannon able to find that extra juice in the tank. Strikes out Justin Hudson and keeps this game tied. We stretch here in Coffeyville. Butler gets a pair. We're knotted at 3. Going to the bottom of the 7th. Ravens step to the plate. Bottom of the 7th here from Walter Johnson Park. Jackson Metters fouls off the first pitch he sees. It'll be 9-1-2 here in the 7th inning. We are tied at 3.
If I remember correctly, this exact same combination led to 2 runs back in the 4th inning.
This combination was a part of it, yep. This was also a part of the order that got 2 on with 1 out in the 3rd inning as well. As that one is swung on and missed. Metters gone on strikes. Strikeout for Benhart. And there's 1 down here in the 7th. So after the leadoff single by Ryan Reddy, Benhart has retired the last 4 hitters, 2 of them via strikeout. Still has yet to allow a run in his sophomore season. That one is a little ground ball. Weak. Bell has great speed. The throw is in time, though. And Jack Bell is retired. 2 quick outs for the Ravens here in the 7th.
Nice charge, nice throw from the second baseman.
So Carson Schrack steps in, nobody on, 2 out. Schrack had an RBI single in the 1st, grounded into a double play in the 3rd, and flew out to left in the 5th. Takes ball 1 here. This would be a heck of a time for Carson Schrack's 3rd home run of the year, wouldn't it? And a fly ball left field, but this one does not have the distance as the shortstop Dyer makes the catch, and in just 6 pitches, the Butler Grizzlies retire the side. We're off to the 8th. Our score, we are tied at 3 here in Coffeyville. We've got a good one. We'll be right back on YouTube. We move on to the 8th here in Coffeyville. Our score tied at 3, Butler and Coffeyville. And I'm Shane Neal, alongside with me, Chris Freund. New pitcher on the mound for the Ravens. It'll be number 19, George Fisher. Fisher's pitched in 6 games this year, 8 innings total, and has a 9 ERA on the money. 13 strikeouts in those 8 innings. So a guy that gets a lot of swings and misses, Chris.
Yeah, you know he'll look to keep that going here in the top of the 8th.
He'll be facing 4, 5, 6 in the Butler order. It is Frank Garcia, Brock Toothaker, and Garrett Fager. Butler got 2 runs in that last inning in the 7th to tie us up at 3. Ravens had a 3-1 lead since the 4th. You just have the 1 game today, so. Ball 1 to Garcia on a fastball high and outside. Garcia today 0 for 3. Excuse me, 1 for 3. Had a base hit in the 1st. That one's outside. Flew out to left his 2nd time up in the 3rd and grounded out to 3rd his last time up in the 6th. 2-0 pitch now from Fisher. And that one will find the outside corner. Good pitch. Fastball down and away. If you can locate that, I mean, the only time they're hitting it all day, Chris, is it's roller on the ground. And that one, did he go? He did not. 3 balls, 1 strike count. So Garcia's worked himself into a favorable hitter's count here, and the 3-1 pitch is roped. And that will get down for a hit. Bell's speed able to cut it off and keep him to a leadoff single. But it is hit number 4 for the Butler Grizzlies today, and the second hit today for the freshman catcher Frank Garcia.
Nice shot in the gap there in left center.
Good swing. And if Bell didn't have the speed he had, that's probably a double.
Probably so.
So leadoff single by Garcia. That'll bring up the second baseman Brock Toothaker. First pitch, inside corner, strike 1. Now, Chris, feels like for the most part, every single college baseball player has a nickname. I really hope Butler's taking advantage of him and call him the dentist. I really hope so.
That would be good. I mean, you know.
0-1 pitch. And that one down and in. That's a slider, and that was a good slider. Tough take there for Toothaker.
Brush back Toothaker.
It's better than calling him fluoride.
True.
That one just missed the outside corner.
Tried to floss the outside corner and missed it.
Oh. Two one there, finds the zone. Two-two pitch to Toothaker. Leading off first is Garcia. Here's the pitch. And that one outside. Nice block there by Becker. Count runs full. Tied at 3. Nobody out. Top of the 8th inning. Runner on first for Butler. And the full count pitch. Bell retreating and will make the catch. 1 down. So out number 1 here in the 8th, and hit relatively hard, but Bell had a read on it from the jump. That'll bring up Garrett Fager. Fager today 0 for 3, 2 strikeouts and a flyout to Jack Bell. And breaking ball catches the outside part of the plate. That, Chris, might have been the best pitch George Fisher has thrown so far in this inning.
That had incredible movement on it.
Absolutely devastating. Throw over to first, and back in time there is Garcia. That one quickly backs up Fager into an 0-2 hole. Fager trying to avoid his 3rd strikeout of the day.
Same great movement. He just moved it in on the plate just a little bit.
Ravens trying to pick up strikeout number 10 of the day as a pitching staff. And that one did not miss by much. That was really good 0-2 pitch right there, just below the knees, backdoored it. Not a lot of hitters have the discipline to lay off that. Here's the 1-2 from Fisher, and another throw over to first, and back in time once again is Garcia. One-two pitch, and well outside this time. 2-2. 2-2 pitch to Fager. And a ground ball to third. Platt makes the play. Throw to second in time. Throw to first not in time. It'll be a 5-4 fielder's choice. And there's 2 down here in the 8th.
I don't think they could have turned that any quicker or any better.
No, that was hit too slow. And Phaedra has good speed. So now 2 outs, runner on first. And ball 1 here to Kohler. Ravens trying to put up a 0. It would be their 6th 0 of the day as a pitching staff. Outside there, 2-0. Ravens would have a very devastating part of the lineup coming up in the bottom half of the 8th with Holton, Unrein, and Platt. 2-0 pitch here, though, is low. 3 balls, no strikes, and credit to the Butler hitters, Chris. 3 of the 4 hitters that have come to the plate this inning have worked 3-ball counts. 3-0 pitch. Strike.
Did Kohler just look at a sink?
I think that was a sink.
Could be.
A little bit of downwards movement on it. 2-seam. There you go.
It was a 2-seam. Yeah.
And they call that a strike. Wow.
Whoa.
Wow.
Interesting.
Yeah, that I'm not going to lie. Chris, that tickled the former pitcher in me. That was off the outside edge. That would have had me barking at the home plate umpire a little bit. So credit to George Fisher for having the composure not to do that. And the throw back to first, they'll check him on a full count pitch. We'll do it again. Fisher on the mound. Kohler at the plate. Off of first base is Phaedra. Full count pitch, 2 outs. Big moment here. And off the outside corner, ball 4. So Kohler works a walk, and now 2 on with 2 outs for the guy who's walked 3 times today, Anibal Rivera. Ravens have now issued 5 walks today. 3 of them to Rivera. That's ball 1.
I guess to Rivera, that would be what, ball 13?
Yes. Now they'll have a meeting on the mound here. 2 outs, top of the 8th. We are tied at 3, and I mean, I don't need to tell you that this is a big moment in the game. I've already told you, but this is a big 2 on, 2 outs, tie game, 8th inning. This is a big moment in the game. And I'm sure Red Ravens just making sure that you execute your pitch. Does not need to be a swing and a miss, just needs to be soft contact. And see if the Red Ravens can get to the plate in the bottom of the 8th, still in a tie game with a chance to take the lead.
Well, the defense for the Red Ravens has been spectacular all game long. I don't see where it would change here. Just rely on your defense. They can make the play.
Anibal Rivera, the hitter, has a 1-0 count. Lefty-lefty matchup here. 2 on, 2 outs, top 8. Fisher gets his sign, kicks and fires. And a liner, and this should be playable for the shortstop. Long throw for Holton, and he got the foot down in time, and George Fisher makes the pitch he needs and retires the side. Bottom of the 8th coming up. Ravens in a tie game, a chance to take the lead. We'll be right back. back here from the Walter Johnson Park. We're in the bottom of the 8th inning, tied at 3. 3, 4, 5 due up for the Ravens, starting with the shortstop Mason Holton. It feels like he's due for a big hit here, Chris. Takes ball 1 outside. Holton drew a walk his last time up, but has grounded into a double play and hit a hot shot grounder right back to the pitcher. That one a strike on the outside corner.
Yeah, he looks like he's due for one right here.
Holton does lead the team with 4 home runs this season. What a big time this would be for number 5. Ball 2. The moment writes itself, Chris. This is a pitcher that hasn't given up a run all season against the guy who leads the team in home runs in a tie game. Swing and a miss. That was nasty.
Got him reaching on that one, that's for sure.
Change up, down, and away.
Of
2
course,
balls, 2 strikes.
if you're the Red Ravens, you'd love to take the lead in this inning to make it a save situation going to the top of the 9th.
2-2 is outside, full count. Full count pitch on Mason Holton. And upstairs, ball 4, and the shortstop draws a leadoff walk. That's the potential winning run on first base for the Ravens. Second walk of the day for Mason Holton. And now Drake Unrein comes up. Unrein has 3 home runs himself this year. 23 runs driven in.
They aren't going to ask him to bunt, are they? Probably not.
He shows bunt, but they throw over to first. First pitch, Unrein shows bunt. Runner goes. And a very nice bunt by Unrein. Sacrifice there as Unrein got it down. Holton into scoring position.
Great bunt.
We've seen 2 bunts in the last couple innings for the Ravens. One by Gundelfinger in the last inning as well. And they've both been spectacular.
Absolutely. You can tell that's stuff they work on every day, it seems like. I'm assuming they work on that every day.
I would assume so. So now it is Quentin Platt with the go-ahead run in scoring position. Big moment here for the Ravens. Sophomore Quentin Platt. First pitch, down and low. And a great block there by Garcia. Because if he does not block that cleanly, Chris, go-ahead run standing at third base.
Absolutely it is. So, great block, absolutely.
1-0 count. Runner on second, 1 out. Bottom of the 8th inning. We've had a great one here this afternoon. Holton goes. Throw by Garcia is there. And they got him.
What a throw by Garcia. Had him beat by a good 2 feet.
Heck of a throw there, and now the bases are empty once again for the Ravens. Two-0 pitch to Platt, and takes a strike. Two and one now. And Benhart, that's a base hit for Platt.
And that's where that caught stealing comes into play.
That's where that caught stealing might keep this game tied. Because Holton has good speed, probably would have been at least sent home on that. And it's a lot harder to nail a runner at the plate. So Ravens almost, cost themselves a run in this inning.
Right.
But now it's still a chance here to get a run in this inning. Platt on first, 2 outs, and Gundelfinger takes ball 1. Platt stays put at first, and that's a smart decision. Gundelfinger has 3 doubles this season, 7 runs batted in. He drew a walk in the 4th and had a sacrifice bunt his last time up. 1-1 pitch. That one low, throw back to first, and they got him. And for the second time this inning, the Ravens get caught on the bases. And we will go to the 9th, tied at 3. Butler showing off the arm is Frank Garcia in that inning. Mason Holton, the new pitcher for the Ravens, and it's strike 1 to the 9-hole hitter, Micah Kobazuski. Tie game at 3, top of the 9th inning. It has become official now, as that one misses low, that somebody will win this game in dramatic fashion. That one just off the inside part of the plate. 2-1. Kobazuski's 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts today. On the mound this season, Holton, a 3.18 ERA and 5 2/3 innings pitched. Full count now. It'll be Kobazuski, Holmes, and Dyer here in the top of the 9th inning, and that's ball 4.
Let's go, Holmes, right here, kid.
And now pinch runner will come in for Kobazuski as it'll be number 2, Breon Horn. Big lead from Horn. Does he go first pitch? He does not, and it's strike 1 to Holton. And the throw back to first. Close. Chris, that was he nearly got caught halfway there.
Yeah, that was really close. Could have been the second pickoff at first we've seen in this game today.
In the past 5 minutes.
Yeah.
0-1 pitch on leadoff man Josh Holmes. And shows bunt, pulls back, throw to second, and into center field. Seeing it late there was Horn. He will stay at second. So it's a stolen base. And now a meeting on the mound. And, see what they're having a conversation about here.
Well, the shortstop, I believe, got the wind knocked out of him.
That does appear to be the case there. It was a little bit of a collision at second with Horn and shortstop Tate Moody colliding. Quick conversation here with the coaching staff to make sure he's good to go. And it looks like he is. So 1-1 now, the count on Holmes. Runner on second, the go-ahead runner on second. They show bunt. Did he pull back in time? He did. 2 balls, 1 strike from Holton. Big moment in this game here. Go ahead run at second. Nobody out. Tie game at 3. And the throw back to second, not in time. The 2-1 pitch. And 3-1. 3-1 on the center fielder, Holmes. Holmes 1 for 4 today and shows bunt, and that's a strike. It's now a full count and a 2-strike count. Do you still show bunt, Chris?
I don't believe so.
Full count pitch, runner on second, nobody out. Tie game in the 9th. He will not show bunt, and he will take the walk. First 2 batters in the 9th have reached via the free pass. And now Hayden Dyer will come up. Dyer 0 for 3 today. Has drawn a walk. But looking for the big knock here. Shows bunt, pulls back, ball 1. Dyer on the season, a .386 hitter, has driven in 29 runs. That's the most on the team. But here he stays showing bunt. And he did make an attempt at that one, 1-1. Tell you what, Chris, it doesn't seem like Butler's quite as good at getting bunts down as Coffeyville is. That one popped up. And diving, Becker made the catch. The throwback to second in time. And the freshman may have saved the game. What a snag. My goodness.
That's got to be the play of the game right there.
With the moment, absolutely that's the play of the game. If that gets down, because he dove for it, if that gets down, there's a good chance the base is loaded and nobody out. Now it's a runner on first, 2 outs, and Holton has his catcher to thank for that. Throw to first and just back in time. Zach Becker gets the start and makes the most of it on the defensive side of the ball. Just his second start of the year. And man, he might have earned a third with that one.
Definitely a web gem.
Couple checks over to first base on Josh Holmes. Pitch is outside from Holton. This is Justin Hudson. Hudson hitting .372 on the season. 7 home runs, 26 runs batted in, an OPS of over 1,200. That is very, very good. Here's the 1-0 pitch from Holton. Throw to first again, and back in time again. I'll tell you what, it has been very close all 3 times. That one skips away. It'll be ball 2. Becker could not control that one, and now the winning run, a go-ahead run up to second base. Two and 0 on Hudson. On deck is pinch hitter Brock Loomis. That one outside. 3-0 from Holton. He struggled to find the zone here in the 9th. Just 5 strikes. There's one.
Good. Let's go, 3-1, let's go. Your pick, 3-4.
3-1 on Justin Hudson. Big pitch here and a big spot of the game. And outside ball 4. Don't think that's the worst thing in the world there, Chris. That's their best hitter. Throw your pitch. If he doesn't swing at it, he doesn't swing at it. You can reset and start over here with the catcher, Loomis.
Absolutely. And then, of course, you have the 1st and 2nd in play now.
2 on, 2 outs. In a tie game, probably would already be a Butler lead, if not for the outstanding diving catch double play by the catcher, Zach Becker. First pitch to Brock Loomis. Popped up. Playable. And it drops. Butler takes the lead as that one falls. And 4-3 Grizzlies as they've scored here in the 9th. Scoring there was Holmes.
Let's go, 2-taker.
Unfortunately, that's 2 drops that would have ended the inning. Back of the 7th and then top of the 9th here.
Absolutely. And now the Ravens find themselves down a run here, and they're going to have to walk it off.
You got this pitcher all razzled now. He's so fit. He didn't know what to throw. Yep.
2-0 on Toothaker. And they'll have a meeting on the mound. Runners on 2nd and 3rd here for Butler Grizzlies. They lead at 4-3 here in the 9th. .43 our score. Butler scored 2 in the 7th to tie, 1 here in the 9th to take the lead. After the Ravens had a 3-1 lead after a 2-run double in the 4th. Long meeting on the mound with the entire infield. And now the meeting comes to an end. Stepping in to hit now will be, once again, Toothaker. 2-0 count. And 3-0. Holton has walked 3 here in the 9th. He's in danger of walking his 4th. There's a strike. Three and 1 the count. Ravens trying to keep it just a 1-run deficit. And grounded foul. Count runs full. And ball 4. Walk number 4 drawn here in the 9th by the Butler Grizzlies. And they're loaded for Garrett Fager. Strike 1. Feels like, Chris, the Ravens have to keep it a 1-run deficit here. 0-1 pitch swung on and foul tip. It'll be 0-2.
You got this. You got this. Next one.
No balls, 2 strikes, bases loaded, 2 outs. And I think he held up. He did.
I watched a quick pitch. Go. See it to the barrel.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 4-3 Butler here, top of the 9th. And locked him up with the breaking ball. Strike 3. Ravens give up 1. They trail 4-3. We go bottom of the 9th. Ravens will try to walk it off. We'll be right back. Butler closer Blake Wary comes in to try and pick up his 6th save of the season in 8 1/3 innings this year. A 3.24 ERA. He'll go up against Tyler Gundelfinger, Tate Moody, and Zach Becker here in the 9th. Ravens trail at 4-3. Can pull off a 9th inning rally and walk it off. Up and in. Ball 1 to Gundelfinger. The 1-0. Strike. One pitch here. And fouled off out of play. And now in the driver's seat here is Wary. 1-2 count. The pitch. And he locked him up, strike 3. So 1 down as Gundelfinger gone looking, and now it'll be Tate Moody coming to the plate. Tate Moody had the 2-run double his first at bat, or excuse me, his second at bat back in the 4th. Does he have another clutch hit in him here? Ball 1. 1-0 count from Wary. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Swing and a miss. Wary not afraid to challenge these Red Raven hitters, and for the second straight batter, he's ahead 1 ball, 2 strikes. The 1-2 pitch. And fought off by Moody. It is Tyler Massey who has stepped in, who was initially in the on-deck spot. Becker's still over there as well. It's 2-2 now on Moody. The 2-2 pitch. Moody out of play, foul ball. So good battle here by Tate Moody. And we'll do it again. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Ravens down 4-3 here in the bottom of the 9th. Outside. The full count pitch. Fouled off once again. This battle continues between the Butler closer and the Red Ravens second baseman. Full count pitch, 1 out. Ravens trying to get the tying run on. And foul back once again. Wary gets his sign. 3-2. Outside, ball 4. And the tying run is on for the Red Ravens. And Chris, that was a clutch at bat. Very common where a guy will come up in the 9th inning and feel like he has to hit the home run to tie the game. Tate Moody clutch, fought off some tough pitches and gets the tying run on base, and now a ball into the gap can tie this game, and they're going to go to one of their veterans. The sophomore Tyler Massey will pinch hit here. Massey hitting .308 this season, and he will step in with 1 out. First pitch to Massey. Up and in. Just the 8th walk issued this season by Wary. The 1-0 pitch. Outside, 2-0. And now all of a sudden the Ravens have something cooking here against Wary. 2-0 count, runner on first, 1 out. Throw over to first, and back in time is Moody. The 2-0 pitch. Upstairs. And all of a sudden, the Butler closer has been so dominant all year has lost the strike zone. 3-0 from Wary. Tying run is on first. And that's a strike on the outside corner. (3-1), Massey hits it in the air. Shortstop going back. And it drops. Moody will get into second. And they're on first and second on one that bleeds for Tyler Massey.
So both teams playing great defensive ball in the first 7 innings, and all of a sudden, the last couple of innings or so, the ability to catch the ball in the outfield has become tougher.
Now a big at-bat here for the freshman Jackson Metters. 2 on, 1 out. Tying run at second, winning run at first. And first pitch fouled off by Metters. The 0-1. Ground ball. This will be a tough play. Throw to first is in time. Ravens are down to their final out. Moving to third is Moody. Moving to second is Massey. And Chris, it comes down to this. Down 1, 2 outs. Jack Bell coming to the plate, and base hit, you win. No base hit, you lose.
That's right.
About as simple as it gets in the game of baseball.
It really is.
Second and third, 2 outs.
Outfield playing him to pull just a bit.
Jack Bell takes one just a bit upstairs. There's a lot of space just right up the middle, Chris, and if he can poke it up the middle.
Yep, that right center field gap especially.
1-0 pitch on Jack Bell. Tying run at third, winning run at second. And strike 1. The Butler closer. Trying to put an end to this one. 1-1 pitch. Upstairs. Blake Wary. Coffeyville has put up a fight against the normal sure-fired closer. And now put him in a position where a hit, and this one's over. 2-1 pitch to Bell. Swinging a foul ball. Got a solid piece of that one.
Yeah, he did.
If you're Wary, what do you throw here? You trying to overempower him with the heat?
Probably so.
2-2 pitch. Big moment in this one. Wary upstairs, count runs full. He did go to the heat. But maybe a little too amped up there. That one well high. And on deck, Carson Schrack. Full count pitch to Bell. Swing, fly ball. Shortstop going back. And it's caught. And Butler will hang on and win it. Final score 4-3 here in Coffeyville as the Butler Grizzlies win their 7th consecutive game. Coffeyville drops for the 6th game in a row. The Butler Grizzlies improved to 14-9 on the season. 15-9 on the season. Coffeyville will fall to 11-15. Appreciate you hanging out with us here on YouTube today. Final score 4-3 Butler. We'll be back at it on Saturday for a doubleheader. And until then, I'm Shane Neal saying so long, and we'll talk to you next time.